thanks again for joining us. We're very excited for your outcome and appreciate you joining us again today. So, yes, you did purchase the property on Eagle Mill Road in Parkton. How we put the property out was a purchase price of $295,000 with an average reno of $70,000, which should have made a return between $425,000 and $450,000 for the after renovated value. But you decided to do a higher end project, which we have looked at previously in a couple of your other videos, and you listed it for $699,000. So you took a risk, and we'd just like to know what prompted you to make these choices in this current real estate market.
When we worked, and I remember the first time we, we had spoke and the property was listed. We had kind of simply did a drive by the property. It wasn't far off the road, and I just saw the walkthrough for the video and photos, and kind of going bad. My first reaction was, oh, well, how bad could it really be inside? So, I looked at a number of comps in the area, and really had two different things that were selling in the area. There was some brand new construction that was listed at 800 to almost $1 million, and then there was a lot of like 1980s builds that were maybe renovated in the 90s and the 2000s, and they're going for about that, where I think you put the value in, or about 500 standpoint. And I guess in thinking about the process here, we wanted to provide a very quality product that I could stand behind, I would be proud of, and we'd really enjoy. And I was kind of relatively concerned if we did a quick rehab. I think in doing a walk through the house, there was some concerns with the flooring, and if we tried to salvage it and restore it, and if we want to open walls up, there's a lot of patching. So I think it naturally, when I saw the vision walk through the first time, I thought that this could be a really fantastic house if we just spend a little more money. We can make the modern amenities that a family would want today, with a larger bathroom, a larger kitchen, open layout, add in another bathroom as well, and also finish the attic space. So really kind of the first time I walked through after purchasing, I knew we had to spend a little more money here, and then also in turn get a higher end price. I think we got a little bit lucky with the market going up over the past 12 months, or because it took us about 10 or 11 months to rehab the house. So we got a little bit lucky there. And then towards the end, as we were finishing up the project, as interest rates were going up, market felt like it was stabilizing or softening a little bit. We kind of got a little worried about the end. But overall, I think we did get lucky with the market going up, and people appreciating the higher end rehab relative to just a new build that may be comparable square footage. But in the end, they were built at grade, and we went above and beyond to make a really high-end design with offering those amenities and the layout, but also still keeping the kind of charm and the character of a 1904 farmhouse.
Can you talk a little bit about the price you put it out at, and how the activity went on the property?
Yep. So we were originally, I'll go back a little further as well. When we purchased the home and decided that we were going to do a higher end rehab, we were kind of shooting for that maybe 649 standpoint. So we thought we would be originally. Fast forward 10 months later and seeing how it turned out, and where the comps were currently, we were hoping to get up towards maybe 749, just based on the market and the fact that there was still no inventory in that area. Then again, about a month before we finished the project, interest rates were starting to go up. We felt kind of a little shift in the market, and things were changing a little bit there. So we decided to, let's not shoot for the stars. Let's not go for 749. We had sold 2 homes in the past couple of months, and we kind of did that, but felt that maybe wouldn't have been the best decision for this property. So we decided to go down below 700 and list for 699, hoping that we get a lot of interest up front, and then possibly have a little bit of competition to kind of drive up the price to where we thought that market should be. So we did end up listing it 699. We had an open house that weekend. I think we listed on a Friday around noon. The open house is Saturday, so we weren't even on the market for 24 hours. We had showings Friday evening, Saturday morning, had a very well attended open house, and then had an offer on the table within a couple hours from there. So we ended up kind of meeting somewhere in the middle, right around the 725 mark, to get the deal done. And I had spoke with the buyers personally right before the open house, had a really good feeling, and thought it'd be a smooth process going forward. And so far it has been.
Yeah, no,
That's great.
that's great. An ARV that we had at 425 and you were able to put a little more into it and end up at 725. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, and partially it, you know, and thinking about doing a small rehab, and we actually, the original budget for kind of the high end rehab was going to be roughly 120, kind of a 140 max, and that was for a high end rehab. We had a number of unexpected things come up, such as the well and septic we discussed previously, with some environmental stuff with an in-ground oil tank we had to remove to get that all done as well. And obviously the county wanted to be part of that to make sure it's done properly. And obviously we want to make sure it's done properly as well and safely. So we ended up spending a little bit over 200 probably total on the project than we originally thought. And yeah, it was stressful at some point in time, knowing that we were spending so much more money on the house, hoping that we'd again reap the rewards. We also went from what we thought was a 3 or 4 month project to roughly 10 months. So holding costs were then adding up as well at that point in time. So it definitely was stressful, and it wasn't always easy. But I do think at the end it worked out. And what I feel again most proud about is really the quality of product that we were able to buy, and I'm really excited for the family moving in to enjoy the house as we were hoping for.
We're happy for you. And again, appreciate your time and look forward to working with you in 2023.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Thank you.